Meet Marcus Burton. Born on April 4, 1995, his zodiac sign is Aries, a sign known for being courageous and determined, but impatient and confrontational too. He's African American with brown eyes and stands at about 5'11". He has one tattoo, and it's the Eye of Horus. It's supposed to protect the person, but his reason for getting it was only to spite his parents. He was born to Marcella and George Burton, who actually have secrets of their own. He was raised in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, in a comfortable upper-class life. They lived in a beautiful, expensive home and had everything they needed, except their parents weren't the spoiling type. They didn't give them gifts. Marcus is a preppy young man who grew up in that type of environment, so he dresses in expensive clothes from brands like Balenciaga and Givenchy. He also likes to appear friendly and outgoing through his style. His closest friend and sister, Charmaine, is the youngest sibling in the family, and the one he connects with most. She's 2 years younger than he is, and she often plays the mediator between her brothers. Marcus went to the prestigious Loyola High School in his neighborhood where he made straight A's and was active in sports and clubs. Determined to impress his family, Marcus followed his older brother to Cornell University, where they rarely talk. Now in his sophomore year, he's well known on campus, he's the president of the student council, and he goes to all the games and even works on his campus. He loves to go out and spend time with friends, and he is usually the life of the party. He eats healthy because of his class and the luxuries at school, but doesn't have a problem grabbing whatever is available. Marcus has slept around despite the fact that he hasn't made any real connections with the women in his life. He's had many one-night stands because he can't seem to let people in, but feels the pressure to be the man to his friends. It seems like Marcus has a cushy life and no real obstacles to deal with, but things aren't perfect for him. For all the friends he has, he can't help but isolate himself. He can't let anyone in or they can see his flaws. Because of this, he has major control issues. He goes through life with blinders on, focused on excelling at each task. Marcus is obsessed with being the best and can't handle any failures. He's extremely critical of himself and feels lonely even though he's constantly surrounded by people. Marcus has grown up constantly in the shadow of his older brother, Rick Burton. His parents even encourage their competition and will tell Marcus to be more like his older brother, who was better at everything. Instead of rebelling from his family, he copes by trying to one-up his brother at every turn. Even in college, his brothers overshadowed him. One day, he gets a call from his mom. She says that Rick has been attacked on the street. It looked like a robbery. Rick had been beaten and stabbed multiple times, and the paramedics couldn't do anything for him. He died at the scene. Marcus hadn't had a conversation with his brother in months. He'd finally gotten what he wanted, but he felt terrible. In the middle of the night, at Marcus's apartment, a loud banging on the door wakes him up. He opens the door to find his brother, cut, bruised, and looking disgusted. He's rambling on about their parents and that something terrible has happened, right before he passes out on the floor. Somehow Rick was alive, for the moment. With his parents missing and no one to turn to, Marcus must put his jealousy behind him if he's going to help his brother and find out what happened. Marcus's first name is derived from Mars, the Roman god of war. It signifies strength, confidence, and aggression, but also the jealousy he has for his sibling. His last name, Burton, means fortress, which is how he treats himself, by shielding his real self from others and putting up a front. Marcus's goal is to be independent, free from his parents and his brother, but he can't achieve that goal and save his brother's life too.